Welcome to the Field Report, Monmouth Edition, Episode 1, the series of the podcast where we inform future Scots about Monmouth College. I'm one of your hosts, Turner Plummer.
And I'm your other host, Thomas Henson.
Today we're joined by Brock McNinch, a director of admissions and graduated from Augustana College, and I heard he's a huge Star Wars fan. We're also joined by Adrian Outlaw, a senior engineering major from Galesburg, Illinois. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're really excited to dive into the STEM programs offered here at Monmouth College and gather some knowledge from Brock and Adrian about the college as a whole. Each podcast, we're going to start out with an icebreaker for all of our guests. So for this episode, our icebreaker, Brock, do you have any Star Wars Lego sets? And if so, which is your favorite?
Yeah, I've got a few, more than a few. I don't really have a favorite. I've got a bunch that are up in my office. So any of you who might get on Zoom with me at any point in time, you'll see those for sure. But I think the favorite is always the next one.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, for sure. So I actually just went to Target about a month ago over break and bought myself a STEM Lego set. I really enjoyed it. Don't know if I got my money's worth because I put it together in one night, but I had a great time doing it. So
If you enjoyed it, you got your money's worth.
exactly,
That's what's important.
Yeah. How about you, Adrian? Do you have any Lego sets?
For me, growing up, it was Lego Ninjago. My favorite set was a giant ice tank, and I had a blast building that. But now, they got sent to my little brother, and all got destroyed. So, heartbroken.
Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Turner, have you done any Legos?
Oh, all the time. I was a Lego kid, and anything I could build, I was building, whether it was Lego or not. So, yeah.
Nice. So we'll get into the questions now, what you guys are all here for.
And these are technically questions for them. They're
Yep.
for everybody because
Yep.
we can ask them, and they're kind of for the students. And so,
It's
Yeah.
a little of what prospective students are wanting to know
Yep.
about Monmouth.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
So we can all answer these questions. So the first one is, what STEM programs are available here at Monmouth College? I'm going to go through the list, then we'll add a little bit to that. So I'm going to also give out the general STEM programs that we have. So mathematics, physics, computer science, engineering, chemistry, biology, biochem, exercise science, nursing, health science, and human movement. And then we also have some programs that are pre-programs. And then also we have a bunch of other programs here as well. You can check those out. We'll add a link below to the Monmouth College page where you can see all the majors that we have.
Yes, there are a lot.
Yeah.
There is a lot. Yep.
Yeah, the breadth of opportunities here is something that's of note. Oftentimes we'll hear from students that we talk to that, it's a small liberal arts school. So there are no opportunities for a STEM student like me. Well, no, that's not true. We've got so many opportunities, and we've seen a lot of students that once we have that conversation, they're like, "Oh, okay, this is a great option for me, actually." And so, just knowing that we have so many available is good, and this is something that as a college, they're always kind of thinking of what programs are relevant to students, where can we grow. So all of you are part of a program that is relatively new. At this point, it's hard to say it's new. It's been around for a few years, but that is a more recent development. The nursing opportunity for our students is a recent development on our campus. So not only do we have the opportunities, but we're also growing too.
Yeah.
So that's really important to understand.
Yeah,
'cause
for sure.
Go ahead.
I was just going to add, I've had friends also, we're engineering majors, but I've had friends that have done chemistry. They've loved it. They've loved their STEM program. They've always talked about how great the professors are, how welcoming they are in the program, how helpful they are. So, not only just the engineering program, I've heard a lot of good things about the other programs as well.
Yeah, and like you said, the new programs, we do have the new nursing, 3-in-1 now, where you do 3 here and 1 elsewhere. And just like, I feel like the college's ability to tailor to the student is very, very well done here. So that's another thing as well.
Yeah, and it's important that it's at a liberal arts school. That's at the core of what Monmouth is, right? And so that the education you're getting is really strong within your STEM field, but you're also pulling in everything else from all the other classes that you're taking. Things that you might not think of right away when you're thinking engineering, chemistry. We had spoken earlier, you've taken ethics classes. You've got professors who are in the business program that have really helped you out. So that is really important for your degree, because once you graduate and you're looking for job opportunities, graduate school opportunities, you can set yourself apart a little bit more because you have a little extra to pull in. So that's a benefit for our students, not something that should be seen as like, oh, I don't know. Like this, that is a benefit.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. So building off that, we're going to go into our next question. So why did we choose Monmouth? You want to start, Adrian?
For me, in the beginning, I was a little undecided, and what brought me here at first was the track coach. He said, come on campus, try to get around, try to figure out what I was into. At the time, I was interested in architecture because building up that previous class we talked about earlier, I played with Legos, and I was like, okay, I like doing things with my hands, and I like designing things. I was like very creative with it. So I was like, I want to get into architecture, and that wasn't offered. So then I was like, okay, engineering is very similar to that. And going from there, when I first met Fasano, the head of the engineering program now, just talk with him again to see his passion and he has like a true love for his craft. And like before anything, that's what I like to see personally, is that somebody that cares about what they're doing in general. Because I know just building off that, like just learning from someone like that, you're gonna always get a genuine energy from them. And that was like a huge driving force. And then like the program being new back then, we're getting old now, but like just knowing I had an impact on like what the future generations will learn, like I was really excited for that.
Yeah, I would say for me, I had two cousins who went here. I also had a sister who went here, and she's now working in the alumni office. So I've been around the campus a lot. I've gone to a lot of the homecoming games. I enjoyed a lot of family time around here. Even the campus feels like family. Everybody you meet here feels like family. And I've just loved it ever since I stepped foot on this campus. The architecture we have around here with the brick. The brick is beautiful. I love the campus view. And then just the professors. I talked to Professor Fasano, like Adrian was saying, and I basically fell in love with him the first time I ever talked to him. He was super kind to me. He wasn't scary at all, and he just made it an easy time to accept Monmouth.
Yeah, I'd say for me, Monmouth felt like home because I'm from a small town with, actually my town's bigger than Monmouth, but with 700 kids in my high school, so it's not too much more. Or it's around the same size here in Monmouth, and that's really what kind of dragged me here. And I saw the student to professor ratio, and I was like, I can really make a connection with my professor, not just be the 200th person in this lecture hall, and I'm just there to listen and leave. And I get to actually know my professor. I get to know the other students in the class. That's another thing. Like we have 9 kids in our senior design class. I get to know everybody. And I saw that, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely one of the top choices. And eventually, it was a no-brainer for me, so that's why I picked it.
Yeah, you get to do everything. Every opportunity is yours. You're not waiting in line. Someone else doesn't get to go in before you. Like, you are the focus for everyone. The faculty are absolutely passionate about what they do. They're here for you. There's schools out there where the faculty are there to do their own research, publish some papers, and on the side they have to teach a class.
Yeah.
But here, they're here because they teach a class,
Yeah.
and then all the research they do, all the papers they publish also has a student name attached to it because you get to be a part of that. So that's a huge thing. And that's something that I saw when I, came down, interviewed for a job here. I saw that, and I knew that's the kind of school that I want to work at and attract students to.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'd say like Adrian said, the passion in the professors here versus what you might see other places. It's just, I feel like it's a little different.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the professors are really passionate about teaching. And to add to that, they push you to do different research topics, and that's another thing that was pretty cool about Monmouth.
Yeah, Dr. Fasano has so many different projects that he brings to his students. I mean, endless amounts of projects. You could go to him, and he'll find a project for you to do or some research to do. So that's very beneficial about Monmouth.
And little plug that we actually have a neutron generator right across the hallway. So there's plenty of projects to do with that. And I know a lot of I use it as physics. Well, it's more of a physics experiment, even though I'm engineering. But I know some of the chemistry students are using it right now. So if you were kind of into that kind of stuff, that's I know Fasano is really heavy into starting to get into the nuclear physics kind of stuff, and we both took the class, and that's another cool thing. So if any prospective students is interested in that, we have that.
Yeah, there's tons of equipment here, and I'm not a STEM guy, so I don't know what half of these instruments and machines are, but I hear the faculty talk about them, and then I hear them say, "Oh yeah, this one's like $500,000. This one, there's like $10 million of equipment in this room."
Like literally,
oh wow,
literally right there on the other side of that camera, there's that machine that's sitting there, and it's I think they said it's like 80,000.
Yeah,
and it's
like
just
something.
there to pull material apart.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
and
instrument.
I see the huge telescope out here,
Yeah.
and again, you guys get to use those
Oh, yeah.
things. It's not just hands off. A graduate student can only come in here and do that, or a faculty member can only use this. You get to actually play with these things,
Yeah, I mean,
which is awesome.
I think all of us have key card access. I think maybe one or two because it's funky and sometimes the key card doesn't work for a room. But all of us have access to every single engineering physics room, just because we're in this section kind of down here in this hallway or this first floor. But if you want to go in a room and test something out, you can do it. I know the machine shop down the hallway. We aren't.
Yeah.
You have to. You have
There's
to have
rules
a
for it.
professor let you in there because there's some dangerous tools in there. You can cut your hand off. Or
Yeah.
the son always says, "You got 10 fingers, right? Yep. You better have 10 when you leave."
Yep.
But it's great preparation for whatever that next step for you is, right? If you're
Exactly.
going to grad school, if you're getting a job, you can say, I've used this machine. I know how to operate, these experiments. I'm well aware of what it's like to be in a lab space.
Yeah.
So that helps to really stand out.
Yeah, and we were in somebody was doing a practice presentation this morning actually in our STEM ambassadors class, and we at the end we talked about what they should mention about Monmouth in their presentation, and then some people might ask what equipment you use, and they said, well, it's good to say that Monmouth is a liberal arts college. We can say some of the equipment we have, and I can't remember what Audra called it, but she's like, yeah, that'll kind of show them that we have this stuff at Monmouth, and I forget what the equipment is called, but it's kind of top of the line. A lot of colleges don't have it, but we get to have it here.
We're even getting machinery that's sent from other schools that realistically can't figure out how to use it or don't have the ability to use it, and they know, oh, Monmouth will use it.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's a good point. We're engineering majors, but a lot of the chemistry majors and biology and everybody, they all have their own instruments as well. We have our, CNC machine that's in there, the 3D metal printer and the tensile tester, but even chemistry, I don't know exactly what the names of them are, but I've been told multiple times, they have instruments up there to use as well. It's not just engineering.
They 100% have way more
Oh,
equipment than we do.
They got their own 3D printers.
They have some high tech stuff up there. And
I know that I recognize some of the names of the things from TV shows.
Yeah.
So I've heard that on CSI. That's cool.
Yeah. We have some great donors here as well. So they give us a lot of money to do the things. I mean, that's why we have all this equipment. So
Yeah, that success goes off, well after graduation, and everyone feels it, and they want to give back, so that everyone else who comes to Monmouth has that same type of experience and more. So that's really important. I know we're getting close to time here.
I was just about to wrap this up.
Yeah.
So we'll end actually with one piece of advice from everybody.
I would say keep an open mind. You're gonna come in. You're not necessarily gonna know right away what you want to do. And the best thing about this being a liberal arts college is that you'll get a taste of everything. Like, for example, one of my favorite classes I took was Myth and Dionysus. I would have never took that class unless it was part of my requirements. But then taking that class, I was like, man, I should have got a minor in mythology. That would have been amazing. But just keep an open mind.
For me, I would say honestly, joining clubs or sports, reaching out to different those different groups, because you'll find a lot of your best friends from those. I'm on the golf team, and I found some of my best friends just hitting the golf ball around. So I'd highly recommend joining clubs or joining a sport.
Yeah, and you guys hit it pretty good. I don't know if I can top those. What do we say here? I think I throw out that don't be afraid to be. You don't know what major you want to do. Like, you can come in undecided and pick. You can stay in the STEM disciplines. Or not. You know, I know it's a STEM podcast, but you can pick whatever you want. Really, I know some engineers. Some of them have business minors, and some of them have classics minors.
Yeah.
And like Adrian was saying, you can do a lot more things than just STEM here as well. Even though we want you to do STEM.
STEM,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
be
you-
afraid. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to branch out.
Yeah,
Yep.
don't be afraid to reach out to other areas where, like, you know, I don't know what, like, he went to build a bowl or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And they
So
spun
Yeah.
some stuff on the
Yeah.
wheel for
Yeah.
some pottery.
made a ceramic bowl.
Yeah.
It's just they send out weekly what's going on during the week, and I just saw it on that email and went and figured out how to make a ceramic bowl. So
Yeah, Monmouth really is a place where you can do everything. You can explore. You can figure out what your passions are.
Yes.
You can develop your passions. There's really no limit. So that's, you know, I guess my piece of advice is don't feel like you're going to limit yourself. Go in with an open mind. Do everything. Feel comfortable changing your mind as you go. And you know, as you're going through the admission process, especially through our office, come visit campus and talk to some of these faculty members. The professors, they want to meet you. They're awesome. They're going to be great to talk to. So that'll give you a really great idea of, you know, what's it going to be like at Monmouth for me? Am I going to be successful there? And they'll probably tell you yes. Yeah.
oh yeah, for sure.
All right, I think
All right,
that's it.
I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah,
Here.
so that's all for today's episode of the Field Report Monmouth edition. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, and a huge thank you again to Brock and Adrian for joining us, giving their knowledge and insights from an admissions view and a student view. We hope this episode cleared up any general questions for those prospective students watching.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to follow the podcast on all platforms. There's many more of these to come. So if you have any questions, check these out and stay in tune. And make sure to share it to all of your friends and family and anybody else who's interested in Monmouth or any other prospective students. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Look forward to continuing the series.
Thanks for coming.